Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to 1529 War of Gunpowder, a new mod that has recently surfaced over on the Steam Workshop. I'll obviously go ahead and link it down below in the description. Basically, what this mod does, if you haven't guessed already by the name of the mod itself, is it looks to bring the Age of Shot and Pike into Total War Attila using Medieval Kingdoms 1212 as a base. I mean, Medieval Kingdoms 1212 is basically its own mod or its own game at this point, so it's great to see other people taking kind of the base of it and adding in different things that we don't get in that mod itself. So unfortunately there is no campaign at the moment. However, there are a lot of units for the custom battle. That's exactly what we're going to go ahead and do today, is we're going to dive in and take a look at all the units that we have access to right now. If we go ahead and take a look at all the rosters, as you can see, they are pretty goddamn deep. We have the general units for the HRE. We have a full line of completely different gunners. For example, the HRE gets access to this elite gunner unit, whereas say for example the Papal States get a unit of Swiss pikemen. So there's a whole different, every faction isn't just a copy and paste. They are very, very unique and different, which again is very good to see. Obviously, again, you have a bunch of like Flemish pikemen, for example, in this unit, and other famous ones. And again, there's a ton of different cavalry units. We have shot cavalry here, we have crossbow cav, as well as kind of dragoons and shooting cavalry and some artillery. And it's the same for pretty much every single faction in the game. Has a pretty wide roster that we're going to be messing around with. So I thought today would be fun to go ahead and do the Kingdom of Naples versus the Papal States. And again, I'll show you guys a few more of the rosters that you guys can take a look at. Again, for example, that the Republic of Florence have a few more different types of swordsmen than other factions do. I think as well the campaign is obviously planned, and I think it's going to be on the Age of Charlemagne campaign map, which obviously is great for this era. I think it really suits it. You have obviously all of Spain, you have Italy, you have the HRE, you have Britain, and Age of Charlemagne is just such a great DLC, so that'll be very exciting to see with like war wariness and all them other types of mechanics. So for my Kingdom of Naples, what we have right now is we have a pretty good setup of lines. We have some musketeers, followed by some guards of Naples. We have the musketeers. We also have some pike militia. I kind of took a nice little wide range of different types of pikemen. So yeah, pike militia supported by just normal pikemen. We've got some guards halberds, and we've got some of these Napoli soldiers, and then some other units as well, along with some swordsmen, some melee cavalry, and then finally we have some of these rifle units and then 2 units of cannons. Going up against us, we have the Papal States, and they do have some Swiss Guard in there. They have some pretty fancy units as well, which hopefully we'll be able to see, and also some Knights of Malta, which is always, always fun to see them unique units in the battlefield. So let's load in our setup, and then we'll get this battle underway. Okay guys, the army is set up, and I tried my best to kind of create a cool looking pike and shot formation. So over on my extreme right, we do have some of these halberd units supported by a unit of fairly heavily armored pikemen. These guys are, ready to get stuck in as best as they can, and you can see some of the custom armor starting to come through. Obviously stuff will be improved and added, and more detail will be kind of increased in the units as the mod gets more and more developed. We then have a set of cannons back here, so hopefully they'll be bombarding the enemy from atop this hill. Over on my extreme left flank, we do have some of these dragoon type units. We've got their muskets, heavily armored and ready to march off to war, so very nice there. Behind that, again, we do have a unit of melee cavalry, so again, ready just to throw themselves forward. They do actually have a shield in the picture, I believe, down here. Maybe I'm mistaken though. Yeah, they do actually have a shield. No, that's not them, it's these guys. Yeah, so maybe they don't. Okay, cool. So for a second I thought they were equipped with a shield, but I guess not. Behind them we have some swordsmen who are equipped with shields, ready to push up, and then we have another unit of gunners back there. As we go further down the line, I've tried to set up my battle line so we have like 2 guns supported by pikemen, so that if the enemy does rush us, we can then just do this and cover them. But for now, we're not blocking any of our line of sights with our guns. Right here we do have just normal Napoli's pikemen, like so. You guys can see them, and we also have another unit of halberds right there. As we go further down the battle line, we have some musketeers with them longer rifles ready to push up, and then obviously we got some more pike militia here, so pretty weak units, but again, just trying to throw them into the fire and the flames, hoping for the best. More of our musketeers over on this flank, again, more pike militia. We then also have some guards of Napoli here, so again, a little bit more heavily armored, ready for that combat, ready to get themselves stuck in, and obviously a little bit bloody. We then also have a couple more units of pikemen on this flank as well, and then supporting them, we are going to have some more swordsmen, a few more gunners a bit back here. These are our more elite gunners. I'm trying to kind of keep in reserve and not throw them away too quickly. We also, just some more of these raptors ready to get stuck in. My general is facing the wrong direction, which is never good. And we have the more heavily armored pikemen that can be sent in. We also do have some of these bad boys if we want to stick them down. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe stick some spikes down in front of my missiles, just so we don't get cavalry charged horrifically and yeah, get hit like that. So maybe we'll set up some defenses in front of them. Hopefully that doesn't obscure their missile fire. And again, some of these rocks as well are actually perfect because these rocks will prevent the enemy cavalry from getting in on me, so can't complain too much of there. So let's go ahead and start this battle. We can also then take a look at the Swiss formation. So I think for the most part, the AI is probably going to struggle to like kind of fully commit to this shot and pike formation. However, I'm sure you'll be able to have some good battles, but I think that the most enjoyable thing of this mod will be in a multiplayer campaign or multiplayer battles where you do kind of lean into more of that shot and pike formation, as I think that would be really, really fun indeed. So we've got some of the Papal States pikemen right there. I'm honestly looking for the Swiss Guard who are in here, right? Is this the Swiss Guard right here? No, it's more pikemen. Swiss Guard are, yeah, right in there. You guys can get a good glimpse of them pushing their way forward. And obviously they're going to be extremely deadly. Oh, you can obviously also form formations as well. In this, I didn't show you guys any of that. But yeah, for the guns, obviously the guns don't have anything particular formation-wise, but a lot of the spearmen do. So obviously, for example, the militia pikemen just have this normal pike wall. Same with the normal pikemen. And then you get over to these pikemen, and they can actually form a nice little square. So where are we with these guys? Right here. So yeah, you can form a nice little square there. Right now, though, we do have some guns firing off. So if you guys can take some shots, that would be perfect. Oh, wait, none of my army is on fire at will. Oh, they are actually on fire at will, so I wonder why they weren't firing. Either way, now let's go and pull them back. The enemy melee cavalry is coming in, so we'll pull that back a little bit, and we'll probably shift over some guns as well just to help resupply that. Maybe bring over some halberds as well as the cannons continue just to bombard their ranks. We'll send them cannons in, and then we'll also send these cannons in again, just trying to hit like kind of like the big bulkier squads that they do have. Maybe spread out my pike wall. The guns over here are starting to open up now as well. Yeah, it's a nice little volley right there. The hill is obscuring them a little bit. There you go, a volley going off, and now the boys will start to reload, taking down actually a handful of them Knights of Malta. Again, if you guys want to take a look at the Knights of Malta themselves, charging forward, getting volleyed in there, and even getting hit from a back unit right there. Very nice indeed. Are they actually going to charge my my pikes head on? That's not going to be a smart move whatsoever. So it does seem like they have kind of engaged me a little bit. Let's just try and maybe form that off. And I guess what we'll do is we'll commit one of these units of halberds in and probably stretch the pikes. And there you go. There's one of the square formations looking very deadly indeed. Yeah, it's going to be super scary. Again, VAI just charging pretty recklessly onto my line right there. Can we turn to form that? Be careful as well not to get on our rocks either. But let's go send off some units to go and engage there. These guys, yeah, these guys also volleying off as well. Oh, yeah, and this is something they do as well. I believe they do it also when they reload. Maybe them animations aren't in quite yet, but I did notice that they actually do have these, the things that they actually should have something that they put down in the ground when they shoot, which looks really cool, but I think the animation is a little bit bugged there, unfortunately. So little details like that are actually absolutely amazing. So nice, the guns are now set up now. Probably volley in there onto them. You guys sit back a little bit and just help out because we are fighting some Knights of Malta on that flank, which are never going to be going too well. And nice, the pikemen have been able to catch the enemy formation there. So you guys focus down on there. Gun line was more than enough to break them there, which was perfect. And yeah, right now the guns are firing fiercely. And obviously we are also taking fire as well. Please volley off on them. Let's reload, take aim, and give them hell. Because we need to, we need to get ourselves stuck in. There you go. The volley does come off there from the back unit. These guys reloading. So yeah, you guys can kind of see how the animation's working, but it does seem like it is a little bit bugged. But again, stuff like that will be fixed as the mod gets more and more developed. We've got some infantry coming up now as well. Slowly but surely, yeah, now slowly but surely they are coming up. However, they are taking a lot of damage. But let's actually go ahead and reform this pike line now. Bring back our guns over here as well. We should be fine if we just reform. And then we'll try and find another nice little gap that we can stick them in. Nice. With the support of the halberds, we've been able to win there. You guys should be able to shoot him there. Same over here as well. You can see some long-range firing right there. And I think, but like, obviously the ideal thing of Sean and Pike is simply just to try and get like these little avenues where your units can really get stuck in and do some serious damage. You know, try and find these little, gaps in the battle line where your guns can just rip through the battle line. It's going to be very interesting, though, to see kind of how the modders do balance stuff like this, because you obviously need guns to be ultra deadly, right? Because if they're not, then it kind of makes it so that you can just build like an infantry line and charge the enemy. Like the whole point of the battle is so that, you know, guns are so deadly and pikes are basically there to protect the guns. I mean, you create these little avenues like this. Like this is perfect right here. You know, you kind of create these little boxes that you stick kind of your guns in between so then they can volley in very effectively. The same over here as well. You kind of sit this gun unit right there so they can shoot in there. These guns are still doing perfectly fine right there. You know, there's swords there. They've actually brought up some heavy musketmen. Yeah, I guess the hills are really playing havoc with the enemy formation right now. God damn as well. The Knights of Malta are doing such an insane job. You guys just need to volley off into them though. You'll be able to whittle down their numbers quite nicely. Maybe the hills like causing a bit of a problem, so let's form up there. We got some cavalry right there. I might actually bring around my general. See if I can help out there. These cannons as well. Still volleying, which is nice. We want to keep on trying to... There you go. We want to form here, I think. Bring over some more pikes. You guys deal with that. You guys set up like so. We can basically carve in this entire flank right now. We'll send off our cavalry to go deal with them. And then start wrapping around our pikemen as best as we can. I think that'll be a good setup right there. Our general is moving left. We have all these guns now firing in. We have these pikes ready to set up there. These guns should be able just to volley into this kind of section of the battlefield. Nice. Right there, we've wrecked their cavalry, which is perfect. Let's finish it off. We've got some swordsmen stuck in as well. So these infantrymen now broken through there. The cannon is still trying to rack up some kills on them guns. We've got some cavalry here that can obviously help charge them down. Mix our guns like so. And again, you can just see like the deadly power of these guns. They can really rip through pike formations very effectively, you know, when they can. So I think the main skill, as I said earlier, will be like getting these big bulky shots into the enemy line like that. That cannon ripped through them, which is so nice. And obviously just constantly micromanaging your units is going to be a big thing in this mob. But as you can see, like we've got guns set up right here. So you can kind of see them using that stick there, or like I guess that banter on their guns, which is obviously always great to see. Really good use. We've got some more pikemen coming back there as well, so let's bring them down. These guns have now turned to stop firing down. Cavalry need to make sure that they are constantly running through there. How's our general doing as well? Yeah, our general's engaged with the Knights of Malta pretty effectively as well, I'd say. Obviously, the Knights of Malta are more heavily armored, but they were tired by the time we engaged them, so not too bad whatsoever. And I think this crossfire of the hill is really important. Yeah, you can see that volley down there. It's just absolutely epic as the guns fire in, shot after shot. That looks pretty goddamn good, looking down upon the battlefield. Terrain is obviously also going to play a big part in this mod as well. Like having hills to defend is going to be super important. Fortunately, they've gone ahead and overrun my guns. But again, something that you're going to have to do is like they might overrun one gun line, but when they overrun that first kind of position, you should obviously have it so that you've got other guns firing at them. You know, constantly having these lanes of fire, I think is going to be so important in this mod. You know, for example, this unit's charging these guys, but then whilst they're doing that, there's a crossfire of a ton of other units, all shooting in, all causing them issues, and bringing down soldiers, you know. And you can see at this point, a large portion of the enemy army is currently fleeing. Some have made it back, so obviously have to split up a little bit and make sure that we're not charging down everything. We've got guns firing in. So you guys can now go into that. We have that cannon point blank. We have our general as well. Obviously want to make sure that we don't end up killing our own units. As you can see, units going in right there as well. We'll have this gun. So right now we've got, you know, that unit was going to engage it to begin with. And we have these guys shooting them. We have these guys shooting them. And obviously this point blank volley as well. A few shots going in, but that should be enough to break them. Even though they are Swiss Guard, they'll still eventually be getting taken down fairly effectively. And you'll see their numbers start to drop, and there you go, boom, just like that. Routing a volley in the back is going to be more than enough to see them off the battlefield. And just make sure we constantly keep chasing these guys down. We actually have a little bit of cavalry left, but nothing too crazy. Actually getting shot by these, these heavy gunners. But army attrition will start to kick in now, and yeah, the Swiss and the Papal States will see their day gone. So first impressions of the mod is actually really impressive. I think you can definitely create some very exciting battles with a friend or, you know, a couple people put together. I think this mod could be so much fun. For a base, this mod is great, and I can't wait to see the modded develop stuff for Total War Attila. I think the Age of Charlemagne map is perfect for this type of, you know, type of warfare, with the type of maps and stuff like that. It's going to be really impressive. So make sure you go check out this mod. Have a fun couple custom battles. Go show some love to the modder over on his Steam Workshop page, because obviously that, you know, does help motivate modders and get them, you know, to just really kind of delve into projects, which is, you know, something I always love to show. You know, my support for mods as best as I can, because they are absolutely amazing, and this mod is definitely very, very impressive. I can't wait to see what more the modder can do with stuff like this. So if you guys are enjoying this, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below. Subscribe for more mod content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.